What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over how you can farm gold quickly and easily in Fortnite Chapter 4. So I know a lot of you have been struggling to keep a lot of gold this season because re-rolling the augments, you'll waste a lot of gold. And then there's also some pretty high value NPCs on the map that might have items that you want to buy, like hammers or high rarity weapons. But in this video, I will show you guys how to farm it very easily. If you guys do enjoy this video, give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what augment you want most or what your favorite augment has been so far in Chapter 4. So what we're going to be doing is running a loot path in Team Rumble and then just backing out. Since Team Rumble is a big team game mode and you can respawn, you should be able to loot most of this somewhat carefree, and you don't really have to pay that much attention to the game, and there really isn't that much risk and reward. And then another thing with Team Rumble that makes it really beneficial for this is that cash registers have a 100% spawn rate in Team Rumble, and we're going to be taking advantage of a loot path that has over 200 gold guaranteed from cash registers. I ran this a few times in customs, as you'll see in the gameplay here, just to see exactly how much gold I was getting every single time, and I was usually getting over 500 gold in 5 minutes or so, but you can end up getting much more if you get lucky from the vault spawns. So once you learn this route, you'll be able to quickly get like 500 gold every few minutes, and you could just put on like YouTube videos, music, podcast, whatever you want, and just kind of like mindlessly do this to get your gold to max, and then you shouldn't have to worry about it for a while. Once you have a lot of gold, you should maintain a decent amount. So this loot path is going to be actually one place I've recently suggested landing just for normal games, and that is going to be this castle where the NPC sells hammers into the gas station into faulty split. So you start off at this castle. Hopefully you can get a hammer from one of the oathbound chests that spawn here, but even if you don't, there's slap barrels nearby that'll make it easier for you to run to the gas station, and then from the gas station you're going to take a car anyways. But check the oathbound chests here and check the vault spawns. As you'll see on this image here, there's 3 potential vault spawns in these houses. You want to check these. Vaults don't have the best spawn rate, but if only even like 1 or 2 spawn in your loot path, that's a lot of gold for you. Each vault is like 140-ish gold, I believe. So there's 8 potential vault spawns on this path, I believe. If only 1 or 2 spawn, you're chilling. So yeah, you want to get the oathbound chest, hopefully get a hammer, check the vaults in this area, and then any chests that are in your way, you're going to want to get. The normal chests give about 9 gold, I believe, and the legendary chests give 40. If you hear a legendary chest, you definitely want to go for that. But I don't think the normal chests themselves are really worth going out of your way for. You just kind of get the ones that are in your way. So get the castle first. Hopefully you get a hammer. Hopefully some of the vaults spawn. If not, it's cool. Then you hit your slap juice barrels or take your hammer and then go to the gas station. There's 3 guaranteed cash registers here and the potential safe spawn behind the cash registers. That's 75 gold. If the vault itself spawns, that's over 200 gold just from this spot here very quickly. And then after you loot the gas station, you're going to want to drive to faulty splits and get the remaining cash registers. There's also several vault spawns here, as you'll see on the map now. So yeah, there's a few cash registers in the bowling alley. There's one in the pizza place nearby. There's one in the offices next to it. And there's also several vaults that potentially spawn in this area that you're going to want to check. Like I already said, vaults don't have the best spawn rate, but if you're able to get a few on this path, then you've increased your gold significantly. And even if they haven't spawned, you're going to get 200 gold from the cash registers guaranteed, and you're probably going to get a couple hundred gold just from other means like the chests. If you get any legendary chests, the oathbound chests that you were supposed to get off spawn 20 gold each. So it's very easy to accumulate a decent amount of gold, and all you're doing is looting a very small portion of the map. Like I said earlier, I usually got it done in 5 minutes or less. Once you're done with all of this, you can capture the point that's on the hill as well and check those oathbound chests if you want. When you capture the point, you get 200 gold just from doing that. So if you get all the cash registers, maybe 1 or 2 vaults, plus capturing the point, you're probably up to 700 gold, maybe even 800 or 900, depending on like if you got legendary chests on the way as well. So you can get a lot of gold very quickly with this. And like I said, this is a very rinse and repeat thing. You're not going to get all of your gold in one game, but you do this 5 minutes, back out, get another game, do it again, back out, do it another, and in 15-20 minutes you can get several thousand gold very easily. What can happen though is sometimes your team might not get this side of the map. Even if it isn't in zone, you should be fine because there's a lot of coolers in that area and you can get chug splashes and heal in zone easily. But what would be worst case scenario is if your team is on the other side of the map and then the enemy team has this kind of castle, gas station, faulty splits area. That's going to make it very inconvenient for you to loot this path. If that is the case, I would just back out, or you can land and loot another POI rather quickly, maybe capture the point, get that 200 gold. But looting other POIs isn't going to be as lucrative because the vaults don't have that high of a spawn rate. There's a few other places I was kind of looking at for this video, but the vault spawn rate is so bad that it kind of ruled any other spot out, whereas the cash registers have 100% spawn rate, and this is really the only place on the map that has like a high density of cash register spawns. So I feel like this is the best spot, and if you don't get it, maybe land, capture the POI or capture a POI on the map, get that 200 gold and back out. But you really want to maximize how many times you're going castle into gas station into faulty splits. And you might be like, well, what if my team is landing here too? From what I did and what I tested on this, because like I said, I did test it a decent amount because I was thinking that the vaults were going to have higher spawn rates. Like I did it a few times and I thought I was just getting unlucky and that none of vaults were spawning, but vaults don't have the best spawn rate. But from my experience testing this, a lot of your teammates will not care about the gold whatsoever, and oftentimes I found teammates that had opened the cash register and several people had been through the buildings and the gold wasn't taken. So I don't know if Team Rumble players just don't care about gold or what, but if you run this loot path, you'll be able to easily get, like I said, 500 gold or so in about 5 minutes. Rinse and repeat, back out, search for another game, do it over and over again. In a very small fraction of time, you will be at max gold. Obviously, if you go from 0 to 5,000, this will take a while, but maybe before your play session or after your play session for the day, maybe you spent 2,000 gold while playing, you know, a few runs of this will get you back to 5k and you won't have to worry about it. Or if you're just perpetually at a low amount of gold, doing this a bit will get you that several thousand you need to be like a cushion. That way you don't have to worry about running out. But that is going to be it for today's video. Actually, one thing I wanted to touch on is that I'm sure some people are going to comment this, and that is if you run into this Rift event in game, I would not go into game searching for this explicitly because there's several Rift events and you're unlikely to get it. But there is a Rift event that spawns several vaults. And obviously in the middle of a game, this would be terrible to try to open all of this, right? Like there's no shot you're getting it off because it takes a while to open these vaults. But if you have a shockwave hammer, which you're probably carrying anyways because it's probably the most popular item in the game right now, you can actually do one hammer smash and break all of these vaults. That specifically works for this Rift event. I tried hammer smashing vaults that just spawn and it didn't break them, but for whatever reason, hammer smashing this Rift event will get you about 1,000 gold in one hammer swing if you do happen to run across this Rift event in game. So it's pretty unlikely, but just throwing that out there in case you do happen to run into this Rift event. It is a lot of gold very quickly. I've seen it maybe 3 times, and I've played a lot of games this season, so like I said, I wouldn't go looking for this Rift event, but if you happen to find it and you have a hammer, you can get 1,000 gold really fast. But that is going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys found it helpful and informative. If you did, remember to give a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what augment is your favorite and which one you're spending the most gold to get, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.